First question you come up to in the paper fundamentally asks you about the conventions that you've just seen. It will ask you about characters and events. These are two separate things you have to try and divide within your answer. You're going to need two paragraphs, one for characters, one for events. Each of those you're going to need to make sure you've got enough key terms in there with a clever example and reference to conventions to make sure that you get the grades required. This is an area where some people got it wrong in the mock. Events are quite simple. They are things that happen within the sequence. For example, action films conventionally have a lot of fight scenes. Not all the clips that you see will have a fight scene, but it's quite a strong chance that it will do. They're exciting and younger male audiences really enjoy them. Another major convention is chase scenes. Now chase scenes could be just walking, they could be running, they could be two vehicles as you see here. But fundamentally someone is chasing someone else. Action films are full of destruction. It will happen at some point that everything will fall to pieces. Usually spectacular and younger audiences really enjoy it. You could also say another event would be use of technology or gunfights. These are both conventional for action films.
The main structure of the paragraph is to start off with a character or event convention, for example, the hero is brave. Then find your example to support that. For instance, you could say that he was able to use the pint glass as a weapon, which makes him seem resourceful. Then, finally, you explain why this is an effective convention in most action films. So why does it appear in most action films? For example, you could say, the hero is brave and resourceful, therefore he is a role model for the audience, which is all that the male audience want.
The next up is characters. This is simpler than you might have first thought. Most action films have a clear hero, and that hero is normally outnumbered by villains within action sequences. They're normally seen as being out of depth in this situation, however, they nearly always come through it. The hero is always resourceful and uses everything around him, so he's just used the mirror and he's just used a pint glass to take out one of the assailants. There will always be one clear villain, so in this instance it's the man fighting Bond. The villain will nearly always have an advantage over the hero, so here he's got a chain he's using as a weapon. The hero is nearly always physically strong as well. There will always be either a princess to be saved or a helper. In this instance, Moneypenny is being both of those. The hero doesn't always have to be a man, so in this instance the hero is a girl trying to save the princess, who is Peter. This is a simple question. Don't try to overcomplicate it. State the conventional characteristics, as in the typical characteristics that you see in any action convention film. Give a clear example and explain why this is a convention of action films.